Is this on?
Oh, look at the back. Look at the background. Come on. Come on, you can do better than that. You're not allowed to see me undress. You guys, I fight this battle every single day. I'm like, how weird do I want to be? How authentic do I want to show up in the moment? And you know what? You know what's crazy about getting older? What's crazy about getting older is that you don't give a fuck. You start not giving a fuck. It's the most beautiful thing that could ever happen in your life is when you stop giving a fuck about the things that don't matter and you start giving a fuck about the things that do matter. Let me tell you, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. This is why I love getting older. You guys don't understand. You guys are like, my worth and my appearance. And then I'm like, but freedom. You know, here's a hot take. Here's a hot take. Every single day of your life is a preparation for death. You don't know when it's coming, but you know that it's coming, right? You hope that it's in your 90s or 100s, maybe 80s if you don't want to live when you're that old. I don't know. You hope that it's going to be long, but like I want to feel prepared to die at any moment. I don't want to feel like, oh, I left things undone. I didn't live fully. I was scared. I want to be prepared to die. Is that a little too deep for a Thursday? I don't I don't know, but it's really like how I feel. Like the closer I get to old age, I'm just like, that's not the world I want to live in. That's not the life experience I want. I want to be able to express myself fully. I want to be able to express myself fully, you guys. I want to be free to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, showing up and being my full, true, authentic self is going to be like, oh, she's crazy. I'm not going to listen to what she says. Fuck you. I don't need you to listen to me. I'm over here having fun. I'm trying to make my living on YouTube here a job where I can fully be myself. I want to be able to be myself in my line of work. Do you understand? And this is my line of work. I'm certainly treating it like this. This YouTube channel is it's a full-time job. It's a full-time job right now. And it is crowding out a lot of other shit in my life. But it's okay. It's okay. Anyway, so that was a long introduction. But anyway, today I want to talk about human dignity. Let me bring it up. I made some notes on human dignity. So here's the thing. If we don't have a majority of the population believing in and upholding human dignity, oppression is inevitable. And there will never be peace and justice without human dignity, without a majority agreeing upon human dignity. Watch time hours 1,000. I'm 1/3 of the way there. Oh my goodness. You guys, I'm 1/3 of the way there to being monetized. I'm so excited. Okay. So anyways, today I wanted to talk about human dignity. Human dignity. I want to talk about what it is, why it's important, and what prevents us from really truly adopting this into our bones, into our flesh, and actually enacting it in our society, and hopefully even within the government. We can only hope. Okay, so I want to present this as an ideology because it has to be consciously chosen. It has to be a consciously chosen way of thinking, a consciously chosen set of beliefs. And I want to really dive into this because I think it's incredibly important, because I don't think humans have or know what dignity is. I think most humans do not believe that their worth is inherent. And I really want to get into this, okay? I want to get deep, deep into the bones of the ideologies that are in place already, because those are what prevent us from really adopting this idea, really internalizing it, consuming it, and living and breathing it. Because that's the only way that we can change our society, is if we change the way we think. So I'm planting this seed in you, and I want you to water it, and I want you to take care of it like it's the most precious plant in the world, because it is. If planted and watered and taken care of, will bear the fruit of peace and justice. I want to live in a just world. I want to live in a safe world. I'm sure you do too. Okay, so let's define dignity by itself: the state or quality of carrying worth either in yourself, which is self-respect, or in how society regards you, which is respectability. So that's what dignity is. Human dignity is the inherent worth that every person has simply by being human. So that means we all have intrinsic value, which means it doesn't matter what you do, what you look like, how useful you are. Your value is inherent. Your value is built in. An extension of that is no human life is worth more than yours. No human life is worth less than yours. Unlike rights, which the government can give or take away, human dignity is universal and unconditional. Listen to this. This is a crazy part. Even the UN Universal Declaration of Human Rights 1948 frames it, quote, "All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights." Okay, guys, we want this to be true. We want this to be true. However, because we live under a corrupt system, this ideology is not consciously chosen by our governments, and it is not consciously chosen by us, the people. We slip into this other ideology that human worth is a hierarchy. I'm going to go in and I'm going to talk about the bullshit that buries human dignity. Instrumental value thinking, which means that people see human worth in terms of usefulness, productivity, intelligence, wealth, or conformity. In this view, dignity isn't intrinsic, it's earned. If you don't contribute, you don't deserve respect. As long as we think that way, there's always going to be an oppressed class. There's always going to be violence. There's always going to be uprisings. There's always going to be unrest, because there can be no peace without justice. And if there is an oppressed class, that class is not getting justice. So that's one. That's one reason. Punitive mindsets, which means that people believe that you forfeit dignity if you commit a crime. This shows up in the support of harsh punishments, death penalty, or treating prisoners as less than human. So the root belief here is that dignity is conditional upon good behavior. Okay, it's hard to see the humanity in them, especially when they have disregarded human dignity themselves. You know, there are these old as time phrases such as "two rights don't make a wrong." Two wrongs don't make a right. Fear and dehumanization. So in war, colonization, and systemic oppression, it's easier to justify violence if you see others as less than human. This one hits kind of close to home. Propaganda, stereotypes, and othering strip dignity away in people's minds, making cruelty seem acceptable. Period. I don't really have anything else to add to that, really. Like, if you can't hear that, like, you're too far gone. That's a mental health issue. Hating people you don't even know is a mental illness. You cannot dehumanize an entire group of people. I don't care what their crimes are. Not an entire group of people. There's so much more to say here. Again, yes, hating people you don't know or have never met before and don't understand is a mental illness. It's a mental illness that is normalized. Religious or philosophical disagreements. So some people reject secular versions of dignity because they see it as a Western liberal invention. Others argue dignity comes from God, so non-believers or people outside their faith don't qualify. This is why I see human dignity as an ideology. It has to be chosen by the people, consciously chosen by the people. Having any group of people at all unsafe and oppressed is the source of a lack of peace. It is because human beings have organized themselves in a human worth hierarchy where people place themselves at the top and place other people at the bottom. That's what upholds this system. Here's another one. Cynicism about human nature. I think this one also could be popular too. Some people think humans are just animals and that dignity is a made-up concept. The argument goes there's no universal morality, just survival and dominance. In this view, dignity is too idealistic to be real. Okay, here's the thing. We don't understand humanity under any other system. If you read the book The Healing Wisdom of Africa by Malidoma Somé, you will understand how communities thrive. There are other ways of organizing ourselves that is not survival and dominance. It's a dog-eat-dog world. It's survival and dominance, and this is just how people are. But that's how people are under this system. Human nature is incredibly adaptable. We become the stories that we tell ourselves. We are the stories that we tell ourselves. So if we tell ourselves humans are just animals and dignity is a made-up concept and that there's no universal morality, just survival and dominance, we will behave that way. We will act accordingly. This is why when it comes to studying other cultures, it's so important to look at the stories, the mythology, the tales, the sayings, the phrases, to really understand a culture. You see why we are the way we are, though. Human beings are as good as the stories they tell themselves. We change the stories, we change the narratives about ourselves, we change our standards, we change how we treat each other, we change. We are incredibly adaptable. We have the internet, folks. We can reach people, we can plant seeds, and listen. The seeds of hatred are spread like wildfire. I'm just trying to, little seeds of growth. Listen, you have worth, you have dignity. Nobody can take that away from you. Me and my little, sorry, please hold for New York. I do this a lot. All right. So I want to know what you guys think about upholding human dignity. Do you believe in human dignity? And if not, tell us why. Tell us why you don't believe human dignity is a good idea. And if it's something that you want to uphold, I want some ideas on how you can uphold it for yourself and other people, because I want this idea to spread. We have to change how we think of ourselves to change how we treat other people. We have to change our stories. We have to start imagining a different world for ourselves. It really starts with our imagination. Okay, that's all I have for you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.